Hello again, I'm Jackie Fullerton of BBC Sport, and we're about to begin our third Carling's Legends night. We've already been to Glentoran, the home of the champions. Great night there. And it was the same at Distillery last time, so now we're here. We're at Mornview Park, a club with a great history. We have to really get back to the 50s when they were winning league championships and Irish Cups. We're looking forward, I'm told, to a great crowd here tonight, about 90 to 100 people. Be some old friends here. I'll be looking forward to seeing them. But 4 players tonight. Great defender from the past. Paul Byrne, over 600 appearances. Great servant. We've got Gerard McMahon, who won an Irish Cup as a teenager in 1992. And we've got a man who has known success in the Irish Cup and the Irish League with Coleraine and Cliftonville. He is the current Glenavon manager, a very good friend of mine, Marty Quinn. And we have a real golden oldie. Great player, one of my favourite players from the past, some 50 years ago. He won 12 Northern Ireland caps. He scored 7 goals. This is back in the 60s. But he also won 3 Irish Cups with Glenavon and 2 league championships. He is a living legend. Well, I think he's living. We're about to find out. He is the great Sammy Wilson. We're looking forward to it. And thank you, by the way, for all your messages online. Keep them coming. We want to hear from you, and I hope you're enjoying the pictures and the video online as well. Enjoy this one. Thank you.
What was your favourite moment in a Glenavon shirt?
Sammy.
I think scoring the winning goal against Ballymena in the Irish Cup final was nice. Replay was my best moment that I could.
Gerard, favourite moment?
Favourite moment would probably have to be the winning goal in the Irish Cup final in '92. Another one that springs to mind is we beat Glentoran, I think it was a quarter-final. Beat Glentoran out there 4-0 in the quarter-final. And I had quite a good match that night as well, so they were 2 of the highlights.
Mr. Byrne?
Irish Cup, 1992, stand at the Oval. Lifting the cup was pretty special. And also the Bordeaux game. I enjoyed the Bordeaux European games, home and away. I thought we played fantastically well, but just probably from a point of view of lifting a trophy, it would have been definitely the Oval in '92.
Marty, will you be allowed to have any new signings in the January window?
Adrian has just famed it.
Well, I think at the moment, it's a case of balancing the books. I think to bring in new players, I'll maybe have to release a couple of players. But the signs from the board up to now have been very encouraging and very supportive. We do know that it's going to be a longer term plan than just coming in and achieving success right away. It's going to take a couple of seasons to get my team out on the park, and certainly in January, I will be certainly doing my best to bring a couple of players in. But in saying that, the players I have at the moment, I have a high regard for them. I respect them all very much. They managed to keep the club in the Premier League when it wasn't looking too good. So I've got a lot of respect for them and a lot of time for them. They're an excellent bunch of young fellas. But unfortunately, 2 or 3 of them may have to go out. The answer to the question is 2 or 3 players may have to go out to bring a couple of players in.
Burnsy, what's the most memorable incident that took place in the dressing room? You don't have to mention names.
When we played Werder Bremen, and there was a bit of a strike on, which didn't go down too well. Maybe supporters would remember that. There was a bit of a hostility and things like that.
What sort of strike?
It was to do with bonuses and stuff, Jackie. The old thing about money.
That old bugbear.
Yeah. So that that sort of split the change room a bit, and there was a bit of controversy and whatever there. But I wouldn't want to speculate on anything else. Just there was good times in the change room, great times when we trained, good fun. Everybody had fun, and we poked a bit of fun at each other, had good laughs, and what's in the change room normally stays in the change room. That's a couple of such incidents that we would have had, but great times up here, and very sadly missed.
If I could just, before we go on to the next question, I was just telling the boys a quick story about Jimmy Jones, and I saw him on Monday night, and I know he's not too well, but stinker. I'm sure you'll all remember Jimmy and those 74 goals in a season. But he was here, the 3 years I was here, he was here as the manager. And I remember one day out here, and many of you will remember it, we beat Linfield 5-2, place was packed, and that was the days of Sammy Hatton, Brian Hamilton, Isaac Andrews, all those guys. And I got a very good goal that day, but that's neither here nor there. But we came in, and Jimmy used to smoke the pipe, and he always used to say, bye, Jesus, bye. And he came in, and there wasn't a word about, oh, what a result, well done, lads, great job. And Earl McNally, the old goalkeeper, and I believe Earl's not too well at the moment, I hope he does keep well. Earl finally says, geez, Jimmy, he says, have you nothing to say? He said, what a result, Linfield, 5. And Jimmy took a puff in the pipe, and he says, Jesus, boy, it should have been 10.
Paul, having played over 600 matches for Glenavon, who apart from yourself was the best player you played with?
It would have to be Spike. Spike had just got it all. Spike was good enough to play across the water as well, and just didn't get the breaks. Worked hard, scored goals with his head, left foot, right foot, great attitude. And I just believe he was the top player.
This is to Sammy and Paul, and I think I could include Jackie and Gerard in this one. You've played in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Who was the best player that you've played with, and why?
Well, I just said Spike. For me, Spike just had it all.
I'm going to say Paul Byrne.
Thanks, Chair.
You must feel that.
And why, Jackie? The question was, and why? So.
Yeah.
Because.
Why?
Because obviously you don't place over 600, make 600 appearances for a team like Glenavon without having something about you. And he was there for such a long time. He's played with a load of different centre-back partners, a load of different defensive partners, and obviously he was probably one of the first names in the team sheets every week.
They were all good players, mate, but Wilbur Cush was outstanding, and I've never seen anybody in the Irish League like him since before or since that. So I'd say I have no qualms about saying Wilbur Cush.
Yeah. Marty?
Mark Glendenning for me was an outstanding player. I can remember him. He was a rock as a fullback. I remember Tim McCann and Cliftonville days. Tim at his peak, but he never got announced out of SAS. Yeah, great defender, great in the air, goal scorer. Come in and set pieces. You always had to make sure he was picked up. He'd come in at the back stick. What he lacked in inches, he made up in aggression when he attacked the ball and got a good spring in him and scored quite a few goals. When I look back over memories of Clenavon players, he'll always be up there at the fore. But as Paul said, Glenn Ferguson, and have to agree with Gerard, Byrne was an absolutely outstanding player. He was so cool under pressure. I have to memories of Paul Byrne would be one that unassuming, always just got on and always played himself out of trouble as well as and passed the ball. Excellent. And